Welcome back to FSD Drive, everyone. It is 1 a.m. in Bellevue, Washington. I had a project that I was working on a little bit late at work tonight, and the power is out everywhere. So I figured it would be fun to do some late night drives in Bellevue. The storm has kind of passed. We're on a 25 Model 3 FSD hardware 4 version 13.2.9. It should not be too dark right now. I suspect that a lot of the places we're going to go to are still going to have light, but there might be objects on the road. Hopefully FSD should have no problem with any of these. So I've got 4 destinations around. It should be about a 15-20 minute drive, all surface streets, no highway. And as of now, obviously the rain has let up. Should not be too bad. Coming over here, now I already did a video on the drive in. It was a lot rougher of a storm. Looks like the storm has mostly passed. I guess we could pull up radar and let you see. Oh yeah, so a lot of water around us. Would not surprise me too much if we get rained on. Now my house is out of power right now, so I'm in no rush to get home. I might kill a little bit of time. We'll see. I don't suspect there's going to be too many people out, but we'll see. Yeah, FSD doing a good job there. We actually did get the green light, but FSD was creeping forward to get a good view. It was going to go right on red. No problem here in this shifted lane. We don't really need to signal there. It's only one lane, but no problem. New apartments going up. Bellevue, still building, of course. Tons of new buildings around here. If you do hear a little bit of rattling right now, which you might, that's actually my camera tripod. That's not the car. Hopefully, though, you should not hear anything. All right, I'm actually going to go ahead and delete this next stop. We don't need it anymore. And we can continue on to our next destination. This is pretty much going to be just a tour of Bellevue, starting on the east side of Bellevue and then going over into to downtown Bellevue. Porsche dealership repair right here, BMW of Bellevue. They're purple lights. I have not noticed that before. Interesting. Random pro tip. If you're in the Bellevue area and you want to buy a BMW, which I have done in the past, BMW Northwest, number 1. BMW Seattle, number 2. Not buying a BMW, number 3, 4, and 5. Number 6, BMW Bellevue. FSD here doing a good job. There's an unprotected bike lane to our right. FSD doing a really good job of staying where we need to, which is awesome. Sharp left turn. Nails that lane perfectly. I'm in chill mode right now. I'll bump it up to standard. I don't suspect or expect that there's going to be anything like tree branches in the road. These roads get a lot of traffic. Obviously, there's not many people out right now, but I think anything that was in the road probably would have been taken care of by now, but we'll be on the lookout for it. So from what I've seen, looking up online, Bellevue does not have a lot of power outages right now, but a lot of the areas around me do. Yeah, just a completely uneventful drive so far, which is, of course, what we like. Kind of what I would expect. It's, actually not that dark out now. We've got a lot of street lights. Yeah, the roads are wet, but totally fine. One of the things that I find interesting about FSD is, I haven't used it that long versus a lot of people that have been using it for years. But, you read things online or people's opinions online, past the Rivian dealer there, and people make it out to be like, oh, it's so dangerous, it's so unpredictable, how could it ever possibly be allowed? And the thing is, like, yes, it is a supervised system, and yes, it absolutely makes mistakes. It does do dumb things here and there. But the flip side is, so much of the time, especially if you're in normal driving like this, it's so easy, and it's honestly so reliable. And I get it, there's basically no cars out right now. Makes it easier. But yeah, depending on the kind of driving you do, FSD can actually be extremely reliable and extremely comfortable. All right, only a minute away from our destination, crossing the freeway into the more populated side of like downtown Bellevue, Washington, if you will. Let me go ahead and delete this next destination, and we can get on to our next. Totally uneventful so far. Okay, this is interesting. So I forced FSD, are you gonna do it? Interesting. Cool. So because I made that nav change while we were still parked and there was no additional oncoming traffic and there was no one behind us, FSD was able to make that left. Super interesting. Cool. Let's delete it and get on to the next. Cancel that navigation. I suspect it might actually go back into the right lane here. Yeah, cool. I like kind of challenging it like that and seeing how it updates. Super easy. So which way is it going to have us go? Got it. I'm actually going to throw this in to the destination. Let's do it first. I wonder what it's going to do. Yeah, cool. We'll just turn around. Awesome. I wonder if we'll turn around in this parking lot. This will be fun. Let's see what it does. Ah, no, it's just going to go back. Awesome. Super easy. A lot of, ooh. Oh man, really fun. Really fun. Yeah. So as you can see, there was a tree down and FSD found the spot and threaded the needle. Very nicely done. Just for the sake of the truck behind us, I will kick this up into hurry mode. Truck behind us isn't in a rush, but, I don't like slowing people down. Oh man, that that was really cool. So you probably saw, like, I put my hands on the wheel or near to the wheel, and I was just about to hit the brakes to intervene. But FSD didn't feel like it needed to, and it objectively did not need to. It actually went through that probably faster than I would have, but that's just, one really cool thing about the Vision Network is it just very quickly understands how big the space is, it understands how big the car is, and it knows where to put the car. And once it can do that, arguably, better than a human can, it doesn't need to slow down. You don't need to go through that at 6 miles an hour if you just actually know exactly where to put the car and how big the space is. Really cool experience. I love when FSD pulls stuff off like that. And honestly, in a way, that is the weird thing about FSD is it almost can catch you out, right? Because it is true. Like I was saying, FSD will do really dumb things on occasion that just make you say, like, why did it do that? But then it also has these, like, magical moments that are really interesting to see. Yeah, for some reason, FSD just put the signal on way in advance there. Like, it's fine, but also way in advance. Yeah, I'll let it go another block or two, and then I'll kill that destination, and we can just get on to our next one, and we will call that a drive. Yeah, so one thing that's funny about Bellevue is it's such a business area, right? Like, so few people actually live in Bellevue, and that's not really true anymore. And now versus 10 years ago, a lot more people actually live in Bellevue. So, fine. But it is funny that at nighttime, and I don't mean 1 a.m., I just mean, even 9, 10 p.m., once it gets dark, man, Bellevue just clears out. And for a city that's so built up like this, so much of this is just offices. Yes, there's a lot of apartments around here, and they're very expensive. But funny enough, not actually as expensive as some other places a lot of times, because those are even more desirable places to live. People live in Bellevue for proximity, not because it's like the best place to live. Like, nobody's thrilled to live close to the mall, right? But that's Bellevue. One thing I like about FSD, it almost always does a really good job of, like, turning into the correct lane. It doesn't, change lanes in the middle of the dual turn lane. It turns into the appropriate lane, which is awesome. Now, like I said earlier, I am on version 13, and version 13 is really not known for the quality of its parking. I just selected the mall. I didn't select any particular parking garage or anything here, so we're gonna see where it goes. One thing I like about doing these tests late at night is there are so few cars on the road that I have a little more flexibility in, letting FSD try to figure it out. So we just passed there an entrance to a parking garage. I'm not surprised it didn't know it. There's no one behind me. Yeah, I bet FSD is just gonna stop right here. It is totally gonna stop right here. That is one of those FSD things that I am so looking forward to with version 14. Just for fun, let me now just resume FSD. See, now it doesn't have a destination anymore. Navigate to Bellevue Square Mall. Just for fun, let's see what it does. There's no one around. Oh, yeah, it's just gonna go around. So, I don't want to get pulled over for looking like a crazy person. So I will call that a very successful drive and a very mediocre parking job. It still feels like this almost wants to be a robo-taxi where it just pulls up to the front of whatever it is, and then it just stops. Version 14 apparently improves that, which I am excited for. Thank you for joining me on tonight's FSD Drive. I will see you on the next one.